Court does call the case of the people versus Barrage. Ante Scott.
Before we even dive into this case, let's set the stage. What you're about to witness isn't just another day in court. It's a full-blown legal showdown between a desperate defendant and a judge who's clearly seen it all. Judge Simpson runs a tight courtroom, and today's defendant, Scott Barragan, is about to test just how far that patience goes. From repeated bond violations to emotional pleas about family and hardship, this hearing has everything: raw emotion, broken promises, and a judge caught between empathy and enforcement. Watch closely as Barragan's defense tries to paint him as a changed man, while the judge reminds everyone just how long this pattern has been going on. And here's the question to keep in mind: how many chances should the system give someone who keeps breaking them? Stay tuned, this one's about to get heated fast.
Assistant Public Defender Ashley Bashir here with and on behalf of Mr. Barrage Ante Scott.
Barrage Scott. Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
We are seeking to adjourn on both matters. And also we would like to address bond.
Purpose of the adjournment? I don't have the grade for.
Our understanding is that there is currently no misdemeanor offer in this case, and we are seeking to advise our client on next steps. Oh, I said no, there's no misdemeanor offer. Yes, that's what I said. Sorry. Yeah.
February 20th, 2025. As a bond.
Yes. As to bond, Mr. Ante Scott has been in custody for 16 days. He does have a place to return to. It appears that this is the only matter holding him. He's also willing to go on a GPS tether in order to comply with conditions. He's appeared there's been one hearing combined previous to this hearing for both cases, and he has appeared at that hearing. He was out of custody at the time. So we would argue that he is not a flight risk and not a danger to the community, and we'd request a PR bond.
This is where things get interesting. The defense is asking for a personal recognizance bond, basically release without posting money, arguing that Scott isn't a flight risk or danger. But here's the catch. Judge Simpson knows this defendant well. PR bonds are for those who can be trusted to return voluntarily, not for those with a track record of violations. The defense emphasizes Scott's stable housing and compliance in previous hearings, but prosecutors push back hard, pointing to a long criminal history. The tension here is classic: compassion versus caution. The defense pleads for a second chance. The prosecution wants accountability, and in the middle stands a judge trying to decide if rehabilitation is possible, or if he's simply being played again.
Response from the people.
And I think you're aware of Mr. Scott's history, always was. As a criminal history that goes back several decades, multiple felony convictions, misdemeanor convictions, whether or not you have a history here off the top of the head. In his history, I certainly have concerns. Like,
Well, and I don't know whether or not this defendant can, I have grave doubts as to whether or not he would be able to comply with any bond conditions that the court gives him. I've been through this time and time again with him, giving him a chance, letting him out. Next thing I know, he's violated the bond conditions. He's back in, pleads with me. I would let him go. We put more conditions on him, trying to let him out, and he just doesn't comply.
This is the moment Judge Simpson's frustration boils over. You can almost hear the exhaustion in his voice. This isn't the first time he's dealt with this man. The judge recalls giving Scott chance after chance, only for him to end up back in court, breaking bond conditions yet again. What's remarkable here is how Simpson draws a line. It's not about flight risk in the traditional sense, but about a deeper lack of accountability. In legal terms, this is what judges call a pattern of non-compliance. It's the difference between someone who can't follow rules and someone who simply won't. For viewers, this is the system's dilemma. Do you keep extending mercy or protect the process from being undermined? If you were in that chair, what would you decide?
And that's the concern for the court. I think ultimately we would find a flight risk like he's going to flee the jurisdiction, I doubt it. Flight risk that he may not come back and we got to go get him, real likely.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will be, I'm denying the motion. Bond will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say something? Sorry, please, God, I don't ever get to talk to you all the time. But I was just gonna say, like, it's kind of crazy because like the trespassing that I do have today, I do have a PR bond.
Sorry, let's go.
I do have a PR bond on that, and I am released on tether and Romulus. That I have a PR bond on that case, and they have released me the day on the 27th. I had a writ that I had to go to Romulus for another case, but I have a PR bond on that, release the tether. I would really ask for this chance for opportunity to be free one more time, because like I did come to court and I will come to court. It's not like I won't come to court. And I want to have a chance to be with my family. My mom got cancer. Like, I know you haven't heard none. I was supposed to get my tooth fixed on the 30th, like we talked about. I couldn't get my tooth fixed because I'm in here. I had a seizure when I first came in here, and didn't nobody, take care of me like they supposed to. I would really like an opportunity to be free and really have this PR bond. I will come to court and I won't violate. I did come to court. I did make it to all my court dates. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a flight risk, and I would like an opportunity to be free, Your Honor. And if it's anything that you can put conditions on, I will follow them. I just did a year. I don't want to do it again. I changed my life. My birthday was January 20th. I just turned 37. So I know what I'm looking at. I know what everybody has looked at me and want me to change. It's time for me to change my life. It's not a matter of playing with nobody's life and playing with the judges or playing with the prosecutors or none of that. I would like an opportunity to show you that I can change my life without being incarcerated, because it's not helping me.
Mr. Scott,
I would like.
Mr. Scott, how many times? Forget the other judges because they've got their own thing. Have you and I been through the same thing?
Yes, Your Honor, but
How many times do you think it is?
No, what I'm actually saying is like, this could be an opportunity for you to see me to do better in life instead of doing what I
Like
used to.
the last three times.
I changed.
Last three times were an opportunity for me to see that too.
No, what I'm saying is I changed my life since then.
This back and forth is a masterclass in controlled authority. Judge Simpson gives Scott space to talk but never loses command. Notice how he acknowledges Scott's words but grounds every response in precedent and performance. How many times have you and I been through this? It's a powerful moment where the judge is not attacking but confronting a cycle. Scott insists he's changed, pointing to his birthday and new outlook, but Simpson's face says it all. He's heard this before. The legal subtext here is clear. Redemption without proof is just rhetoric. This is where judges earn their weight, balancing the ideals of rehabilitation with the reality of repetition.
I had changed my birthday's January 20th, sir. And I had changed my life since then. I don't want to keep doing
Raj, I'll take a look at it for the next time you get here, but I'm keeping what I said.
I mean,
Motion
if
for
it's,
introductions
I
tonight.
mean, but
And if you want to keep talking, I may not consider it the next time you get here.
I understand. I was just trying to
Mr. Scott, we can address it later.
say something. That's all. I mean, I know you're not gonna change your mind, but it was just, I had to say it on record. And like I said, this is not a place that I would want to be. I changed my life since then. I don't want to keep coming here. I don't want to see y'all like this. I definitely don't want to see nobody to judge me, because people are judging me about my past record, and it's not fair. I can't pay bond because I don't have the money, and like, I'm on disability. That's the only money I get. With me being in here, they can cut my Social Security off, and I have to wait another year to get it on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to. My grandma's not gonna put no food in here for me. Ain't no way I can get anything that I need. no calls or see how my family doing. My mom, like I said, my mom got breast cancer, and she just lost all her hair. She got that cancer where you lose all your hair. I don't want to have nobody die in here, and I cannot talk to him no more. That's all I'm saying. Like if my mom dies, my dad already dead.
Mr.
You know what I'm
Scott,
saying? Like my
Mr.
sister
Scott.
died 2 years ago. Like,
Mr. Scott,
yes, sir.
I have heard you. I have made my ruling. I'm done.
And just like that, the gavel comes down, figuratively, at least. The defendant keeps talking, desperate to be heard, but Judge Simpson has reached his threshold. You can sense the tension, that awkward silence when hope meets finality. This is courtroom gravity at its finest. One sentence from a judge can determine someone's fate for months. The defendant's words about losing family and facing poverty hit hard, but the judge isn't swayed. His duty isn't emotional relief. It's procedural justice. It's a sobering reminder that the system doesn't bend for sincerity alone. Viewers imagine being in his shoes, trying to decide if a man's tears outweigh his track record.
All right, that's fine. I tried.
The other thing to potentially address is there's a bond violation report
Yes,
that
there is.
I'm certainly would love to address. He has, the last time we were here, we had also talked about him getting employment. To my knowledge, he has a job, and to my knowledge, he also is getting a paycheck on Thursday. He reports to me that he would, if he were to test, and I had that conversation with him just now, that he would pass any alcohol or drug test. He would have the funds to start testing today. And if he were to test today, it would be no violation of any sort. So with that, I'd like to get him to community corrections within 24 hours to make that initial test. And I would like him
He's
to.
missed 4 in a row.
I understand that, but he's had some financial difficulties.
Yes, sir. I didn't have the money the whole time, sir, because I basically once I start the job, I don't get paid until 3 weeks until after the job, or not until after the job, but after the start date, sir.
So
It's the first check.
you read the report, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
He goes over, he says he doesn't have that, but then says that he would borrow the money from his aunt in return.
I tried, and she didn't have it,
And
sir.
he didn't return. And he didn't submit to any tests, and he didn't call him back either.
Sir, I was actually trying to stay in contact with my attorney and actually have a phone calls, which my fiance does have on her right now. That
Hold on,
I didn't get any return.
sir. You didn't go. Why didn't you call him back?
He's talking about community corrections.
Oh, because I was trying to get a hold of my attorney to figure out if I can get a hold of you, trying to see if I couldn't get the fines waived, sir. That's all. I was trying to see if I couldn't, because I don't have no problem dropping. I just didn't have the money at the time, sir. So I was trying to get a hold of my attorney because I was trying to get him addressed to get a hold of you to see if possibly I could get those fees waived until I got my paycheck, and I'd have paid it all at once. That's all, sir. I promise I wasn't trying to evade or anything like that. That's why I was trying to stay in contact with my attorney, but he was busy the whole time pretty much.
Your Honor, last time we were here, I also addressed that he had walked himself in on this case. He had also walked in. There was a child support order. He's working to try and get in a direction to where he can start taking care of this case and a previous child support warrant. So the fact that he is employed and has a job, I'm asking that he can continue in that job and not.
Right, but the problem, the difficulty I'm having here is I amend the community corrections order. I release him on the 23rd, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
He's supposed to test, told him he was supposed to test, and now I'm here. That was on January, when was it? No, that was, yeah, January 23rd. Now here, first part of September, and I don't have a test at all. I don't have not one.
Here we shift from emotional appeal to cold procedural failure. Judge Simpson confronts Scott over failing mandatory drug tests, a clear violation. What's striking is how methodical the judge remains, reciting dates, missed tests, and broken commitments like a checklist of lost chances. Scott insists it was all financial hardship, but from a legal standpoint, communication is key, and silence equals non-compliance. This is where many defendants sink themselves, not by crime, but by neglecting follow-up. Simpson isn't angry. He's analytical, dissecting every excuse until nothing stands. It's not just a courtroom lecture, it's a masterclass in accountability.
I sorry, sir, and I promise it won't happen again. I really would appreciate this one more chance so I can go do this because now I finally have the fee. Now I have the money for it. Is all. That's all. I'm just asking for one more shot, sir. And I will not let you.
I don't understand why you didn't call them back. You went in, said you didn't have it.
Yeah, because I asked her, but prior to that, I had asked her if any way I can get these fees waived. And she said, no, I had to pay this every time I drop. So that's why, sir. I tried to get it that day. I couldn't get it. So then after that, literally that same day, I tried to contact my attorney to see if there was anything we could do before this date even happened so I can get back on the track to drop again. That's all, sir.
Having a hard time believing.
Your Honor, I mean, it's strictly a financial issue.
I
for
get
him.
that part of the issue. What I don't get is why he didn't call community corrections back after he said he was going to borrow the money. Then community corrections gets no call.
You're right, sir. And I do apologize. You're right.
No call whatsoever from him.
You're 100% right, sir. And that's my fault. And I do apologize. That'll never happen again.
I think it would be nice to get a baseline to find out if he's telling the truth on whether or not how he would test.
I get it, but I'm now 2 weeks down the road
Mhm.
without a test. And I let him out on his promise he was going to go test.
Perhaps it would be appropriate that
And
we
he-
turn it
Go
1
ahead.
week, have him test within 24 hours and come back and
Well,
see where
I
things are.
don't. What would be appropriate is he's violated a court order and he should be remanded. That's what's appropriate.
I'd like to fight hard for this gentleman right here who is employed. He's getting a paycheck on Thursday. He's going to have the financial means to continue to test pursuant to the court order 2 times a week.
You have the money to test today?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
I ought to lock you up.
This line hits like a hammer. The judge flat out says what everyone's thinking, but instead of throwing Scott in jail, Simpson does something surprising. He gives him one last shot. It's rare mercy wrapped in strict warning. He orders a new community corrections plan with immediate testing, drawing a hard boundary. One mistake, and it's over. From a judicial lens, this is controlled compassion, allowing redemption under full surveillance. Viewers should catch the nuance here. Mercy doesn't mean weakness. It's about giving one final opportunity for accountability, and the judge's tone makes it clear. Fail again, and you're done.
And I wouldn't blame you, sir, because I did mess up, and I do apologize. I was really just trying to get a hold of my attorney, and it does sound dumb, and I understand, sir.
I can understand you getting a hold of your attorney. I get that. But you didn't even pay the courtesy to the people at community corrections to call them back.
Yes, sir. And I do understand now. I would promise you, if you give me this one last shot, I will not break it. And
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to do a new community corrections order, standard supervision. You are to test today.
Yes, sir.
If a dirty test come back, you miss a test or anything along those lines, I don't want to hear anything. You're going.
Absolutely, sir. I promise I won't give you any excuse. I won't. I got a lot of people depending on.
It'll be adjourned to February 13th, 2025, 9 a.m. 1 week. And you better hope he's clean.
This is a turning point. The judge has given Scott one final condition: prove you're clean or face the consequences. It's both mercy and a trapdoor. For defendants, this moment defines everything. You can feel the weight of the decision pressing down on the room. The defense attorney looks relieved but cautious. He knows that one failed test means the end. Judge Simpson's language here is deliberate, short, final, absolute. It's not anger, it's control. In judicial psychology, that's how authority works. Calm power. Viewers should pay attention to how Simpson combines firmness with fairness. He doesn't just punish, he sets up structure for change. The entire courtroom feels the tension of one man's promise measured against a lifetime of broken ones.
I will be, sir, after.
You know what? You need to be quiet
Thank you, Your Honor. I have this form.
and thank that man next to you because quite frankly, my customary practice would be to send you.
Sir.
And regarding the, obviously, I really do hope for a quick turnaround on the video, but I'm not sure. It may.
Well, we may have to adjourn it out, but you've got big problems because I want to make sure I get a test. You are to go over there right now.
Right, just a
Thank you, Your
second.
Honor.
Court calls case, People versus Fabian Herrera.
You state your name for the judge, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Fabian David Herrera. Thank you.
Sir. Your Honor, I'm asking for a 2-week adjournment. There's some surveillance videos that we'd like to get as well as body cam. And then I'd like to address bond as well, please.
February 20th, 2025, 9 a.m. Esteban.
Your Honor, it's my understanding you had a personal bond. There was some sort of bond violation, but I have not received any paperwork on that. So I'm not sure where that stands, but I would be asking for a bond to be reinstated.
Well, why would I do that?
I'm not sure. I was under the impression that is a personal $5,000 bond. And a few days ago, my client was at the hospital and got arrested for some reason. He wasn't sure why, but then he ended up.
Like no use of alcohol, maybe?
That could be.
That could be.
That could be. So
Maybe you want to see the report before you make the request to have his bond changed. But at this time, I'll deny your request to change his bond. Bond will continue. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Judge.
This segment shows how easily legal hope can vanish. The defense tries to argue for reinstating bond, suggesting the arrest was a misunderstanding, but Simpson doesn't buy it. Not without proof. Notice the lawyer's hesitation when pressed on facts. She admits she doesn't have the paperwork. That's fatal in front of a judge like Simpson. In legal commentary terms, this is a textbook example of unprepared advocacy. Courts move on evidence, not emotions. When the defense can't substantiate, the prosecution doesn't even need to fight. Simpson's denial is swift, almost mechanical. It's not cruelty, it's clarity. Viewers often think judges don't care, but the reality is simple. No documentation, no decision.
Your Honor, briefly, could he be placed on a tether and released on a personal bond? We've got several compelling reasons, I believe.
So I just what?
You said no bond. I just wanted to make a brief request for the record.
Okay, and for the record, that is also denied.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
Thank you,
Your Honor,
I'll have
with regard-
some information over shortly.
Your Honor, with regard to the bond in my case, I believe, I don't know if Mr. Bowling is going to address bond in yours.
I wasn't prepared to.
Your Honor, in my case, my client had bond and he posted, he was out, obviously. And then he missed a court date on January 2nd. And so the court canceled his bond, issued a bench warrant. My client indicated to me that he did not receive notice of the hearing. It was set for January 2nd because apparently because of the holidays, he did not get notice, and that is why he did not appear.
Who was representing him before?
I've been representing him in this case straight through. I not represented him on the new case.
Your Honor, may I respond?
Yes, go ahead.
It is my understanding that in addition to the failure to appear, at the time of that failure to appear, the defendant had a community corrections violation for not testing.
Were you aware of that, Mr. Wilson?
No, Your Honor.
Pardon?
No, Your Honor. We don't get community corrections violations very often. I know that at one point, Your Honor, he was in treatment. He did contact me and tell me he was in treatment.
Right, but so what happened is that on In November, he tested positive for cocaine, and then I don't get another test from him at all. I'm gonna die. All right.
That may have been when he was in Don Farms, Your Honor.
I have motion for bond reduction denied. Bond will continue.
Another bond denial, but the pattern reveals the deeper system. Herrera's lawyer claims his client missed court because of holiday delays, a common excuse. The prosecutor calmly destroys it by citing a drug test failure and total absence of follow-up. The shift in tone is striking. The defense scrambles to justify. The prosecution just lists facts. Judge Simpson doesn't need theatrics. He listens, then cuts cleanly through the noise. His denial here reinforces consistency. He's not arbitrary. He's predictable. That's how judges maintain respect. In real-world law, predictability equals fairness. And yet, for defendants watching, it feels like a system that never forgives.
Judge, my client wants to address you about his tether.
Aye.
Apologies. You want me to do it?
Yeah, the plaintiff in this case and I share a 10-year-old son. We co-parent a 10-year-old son. We have no issues.
All right,
And
I'll take it from there.
Okay.
So what I think he's asking, Judge, is he wants to be able to get back to being able to do exchanges with the child and the parent, their 10-year-old child. I believe the complaining witness is present in the courtroom, and he's asking if the court would consider allowing them to have a contact order so that they can get back to being able to exchange the child and take the child to school.
Do the people have a position or
I'll leave it in the court's discretion.
has, so the prosecutor, have you guys talked to the victim in this case or?
Yeah.
All right.
She is present here, Your Honor. I did speak to her, and she has also asked him for contact, Your Honor.
Now we enter one of the most human moments in this whole hearing. The alleged victim herself takes the stand and surprises everyone. Instead of fear or anger, she asks for contact with the defendant. It's not what most expect in domestic or relational cases. This scene exposes the gray zone of justice, where the law's black and white boundaries clash with emotional complexity. The woman admits it was a misunderstanding, saying, "It went too far." The judge handles it with precision, confirming her consent without letting sentiment take over. For viewers, this is a rare glimpse into how delicate and personal courtroom decisions can be.
Okay, where is she?
She's right here.
All right. Come on up. Let me show he has time to go over.
Take this.
Hello,
Hi,
what's your name?
Jessica.
All right, and you wish to have contact?
Yes, it's a big misunderstanding. It went too far and I just want all this to be over it.
All right, well, the case is set for prelim, but you feel secure that if I were
Yeah.
to allow contact,
I am
there's-
perfectly safe,
and
yes.
there's a child that also kind of needs both of you,
Mm-hmm,
telling me?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
Can I tell you what happened?
No.
No? Okay.
No,
All right, that's it.
no, I don't. Judge Washington will be more than happy to hear that.
Okay,
I've heard enough today.
okay.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
I believe there's a tether on my client to make sure he does not go to the address in place.
Got it. Okay. So it was an exclusion zone tether.
That's
That
it.
was
Yes,
this. Okay. So what I will do, Ms. Wiley, we can do an order, is I'll delete the no contact and we'll change that to no non-consensual contact.
This ruling shows nuance in real time. Judge Simpson doesn't erase the no contact order entirely. He redefines it. No non-consensual contact. A subtle but powerful phrase. It gives both parties control and accountability. For the defendant, it's a lifeline to reconnect with his family. For the court, it's a legal safety net. This decision shows judicial balance at its best. Structured compassion. Simpson ensures the law adapts to reality without losing its authority. For anyone who doubts the complexity of courtroom judgment, this one sentence proves how precision in language can change lives.
Okay, so sir, what that means is that if it's okay to have contact, and for whatever reason she doesn't want to have contact with you, you gotta go. Got it?
Understood.
Okay. And then I think we will delete the no-go to. And then the defendant can be removed from the tether.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I saw you on TV.
You what?
I saw you on TV.
No, that was my cousin. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
What a finale. The final case wraps not with conflict, but with connection. The defendant, clearly fond of Judge Simpson, offers him a t-shirt that says "Rock Out, Judge Simpson." It's light-hearted, almost comedic after such intensity, but the judge handles it with dignity. He declines the gift but smiles, keeping professionalism intact while showing humanity. It's the perfect closing tone, authority without arrogance. For viewers, it's a reminder that justice isn't always grim. Sometimes it's deeply human. And if you found this case as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns right here on Trial Truth.